Hello everyone, welcome to this video on how to become IT and cybersecurity engineer. My name is Saliu Kanu. First, my background. I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa, and I went to school over there and then up to university level. I immigrated to the United States and I did a bachelor's degree on cybersecurity with Strayer University, and then my master's also with them on information assurance, and presently I'm doing a PhD program on cybersecurity management um, with Nova Southeastern University. So I have various certifications, including CISSP, CISM, CEH, CISA, CRSE, ITIL, and to name a few. A lot of debate on how for you to become successful in IT or cybersecurity. A lot of a lot of discussion on how you can be successful in the industry, on you becoming having a degree or not to have a degree, or you having a certification. But if you have ask different people will tell you a different path as to what you need to follow. First, and my own first tip for you is that know your passion on what you want to be, and believe in yourself that you can do it. Because when I came here in the United States, a lot of difficulty in terms of trying to settle down, and then people by then having meeting people working on healthcare, and I come in having a passion to become a cybersecurity professional. It was a little bit very difficult, and I have to join the army, and for me to be able to settle down and a lot of stuff follow on later on. So I work as a cybersecurity engineer, and I've worked in different capacity, both in theater. Military guys know what I'm talking about when I say in theater, and here in the garrison area, within the United States confine, as a cybersecurity engineer, different organization, working as a contractor. And I also lecture university students, master's degree to be specific, various cybersecurity courses. So like I said, back to the topic that when you ask people, a lot of students ask me, how do you do it? How do you do it? And how you become a cybersecurity engineer? And also a lot of people, when you go to interviews, they ask you on how you become cybersecurity engineer. Sometimes the interview goes from from what actually we're talking about, moving on to some sort of trying to explain how I come about all this process trying to become cybersecurity. Well, it was a long road, a long discipline. You have to gotta be disciplined, know what you want, and that brings me to what I am today. So again, if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you different things on how you can navigate through the process of you becoming a cybersecurity engineer. And the most frustrating thing is sometimes when you have your dream, you want to pursue it, and some people trying to push you to pursue other dreams that they think maybe that's where they have passion, or maybe they don't believe in somebody being successful without going through that route. And while I'm navigating through the process of me becoming a cybersecurity engineer, back in the days, my aunt or somebody else that I met in the United States used to push me trying to become a healthcare people, everybody. But my passion was to become a cybersecurity engineer, and then thanks to God, I was able to achieve that dream. So if you want to be a cybersecurity engineer, what I think that is necessary for you to do, some of the stuff or mistakes that I want you to avoid doing, is that you gotta have put your emphasis on certification, and also having a formal education like a degree program. Why I said certification, I will emphasize on certifications first. Some people, everybody asks me, well, I want to be IT, but I don't have a degree, and How can I go into IT? How can I go into cybersecurity? You don't need a degree for you to become a cybersecurity professional, or you becoming an IT professional. If you have the certifications, and you should be good. You can do certification like you do the entry level certifications, like the CompTIA Security Plus, A Plus, N Plus. Those are entry levels. You can do away with that and then put your feet down to in the industry and move through the process. Again, I'll emphasize you have first your certifications. If you ask me, why I'm saying for you to advise some people to have certification first before going to a degree. Well, if you go for certification, sometimes some university that offer certification programs will allow you for you to transfer credits if you go through their university and do the certification program. So that credit will be used for you to transfer to your degree program. That is one area. Number two things that you need to consider is cost. The cost of attending university is high, and then a lot of us are in debt with student loans. But then if you have a job working already in the industry, you haven't earned your first certification or second certification, you'll be able to secure a job, and then with that job you'll be able to sponsor your education and then navigate through the process of your degree program. And then you gotta consider the other factor, the third factor that you gotta consider is time. With a degree program, you have to go through a formal process. You have to go through rigorous schoolwork, including assignments, having to do classwork, and then the rest of it. So it takes about 3 to 4 years for you to earn that specific degree program before you can be awarded after you satisfy the requirement for that particular course. So it's a lot of work and then time that is required. So on the other side, if you go through a certification program, you can earn that job, land that job, because you gotta consider that if you have the job, like I said earlier on, you'll be able to earn and then be able to sponsor your education. And at the same time, one key important thing in the industry is your skill levels. You having a job will put you with that requirement, you having an experience. So with certification, that will put you into that path for you to have that first job, and also for you to be able to have some income to sponsor your education, whatever level you want to take it. I'm not disqualifying you that you know, because I did that at the same time. But if you ask me how to go to do it all over again, I'm talking from personal experience, and coming from West Africa, where a lot of folks are out there, a lot of us, everybody over there, majority to be specific, cares about degrees program, degrees. Everybody want to have a degree, and every folks want to have a degree, going to university and have their own degree. And that was the spirit I came with in the United States. Just knock out degrees. So after I did my first degree and I started applying, then I started having that frustration in terms of securing a job. And people ask you, are you certified? And then you don't have a certification. And even when I joined the army, the army is trying to help, specific arm in the army, trying to help you with secure a job. And then even when they're trying to help with that, but then you don't have a certification, it's gonna become a problem for me to earn a job until I navigate through the process of earning certifications. So now with certifications, a lot of folks, there is a confusion also on the various certifications, a lot of vendors with different certifications, what you need to earn. What I'll advise you is that you go through, you look for the DoD 8570 or 8540 now. You look through that. I'm going to show you that. If you navigate through your certification part using the DoD 8570 or now 8540, it will serve as a guidelines for you to be successful in the field for either IT or cybersecurity. The industry is divided. Certification, you need to have what is known as a baseline cert and also a CE cert, which is a continuous education cert. That's the baseline cert is basically the minimum level of requirement that you need to have for you to do a particular job. And then the CE cert is the cert that certify your skill level in performing this particular job that you want to do. For example, if you want to be a system administrator, let's say you're supporting Linux system, you need to have a baseline cert depending on the skill level. Let's say you're IAT level 2. If you look at the DoD 8570, you look at the quadrant, you have the baseline cert. And then the CE cert is going to qualify you in terms of performing the job as a Linux system operator. Very important for you. So if you're still confused as to what certifications or what you need to do, you need to have 2 certifications for you to be able to work in the field in terms of certification level. But then if you don't have, after you navigate through the process of certifications, you don't just leave it out there like you're done with certification. Again, welcome to the field of long learning. In IT and cybersecurity, it's not a one-off thing. You gotta maintain your certification after you earn your certification. That means you need to have CEUs or PDUs for you to fulfill, so that at the end of the day, various certification requirement needs that after you meet certain after a number of years, you need to renew your certifications. If you don't provide that CEUs, and also sometimes you have to pay a fee for you to maintain your certification. For example, having a CISSP certification requirement to give 120 CEUs within a period of 3 years, and some certification requirement also. Different certification vendors have their own requirements. You check out in their websites and see what requirement that they have. But then back to the debate as to what you need to do for you to earn, whether for you to work in the industry or for you to be in the industry and work as a security professional. The important factor that you need to consider is that yes, you need your degree, but then you need certifications. And in a degree alone cannot require give you that particular job that you are looking for. So whilst you are earning your degree, if you decide to navigate through the process of going for a degree as to going first for certifications. Another costly mistake that students do normally when they are in college is that they tend to follow the coursework, and then of course a lot of schools, they do the disclaimer that when they give you their coursework or the syllabus, they do the disclaimer that this coursework it's not guaranteed that you're gonna earn a certification. But it's up to you. It's up to you, the individual, to work for you to earn that first certifications. So sometimes you can pursue your degree and at the same time you'll be able to pursue your certification. So if you leave it until you graduate before you can move and take the first step for you to earn that certification, it's gonna cost you very important things. First, your time, and then money. I remember back the cost for me to go for a boot camp, it ranges between $2,500 to maybe $5,000. So, and then your time. You gotta leave your work and then go for that boot camp. And when you go for the boot camp, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna pass that exams. So I would advise, if you are a college student, you're in college, what you can do is while you're doing your schoolwork, since you have decided that you are in college, you're doing your schoolwork, what you can do is that while you're pursuing your degree, you can earn your certifications while in college. A lot of the colleges, they tailor their coursework for you to be able to earn certifications. So make use of that opportunity. Don't wait, as to that can be frustrating when you wait. First, you might not have the money for you to finance that certification, maybe go for a boot camp. And then for some folks that are planning on going for a boot camp, some doing self-study in terms of certifications, let me show you some of the tricks if you're going for a boot camp. If you go for a boot camp, don't just wake up one day and that I want to go for this boot camp. I'll advise that you study beforehand. For example, if I'm gonna go for a boot camp in December, and now it's let's say it's July, I'll make sure that I studied from now on before I go for that boot camp. The boot camp will be a rigorous coursework that they're gonna put onto you for you to master on few days. Let's say looking at the volume of the CISSP book and whether it's Sean Harris or the official study guide CBK, it's over 1,000. So you will be able to digest all that stuff in a 5 days period. Will be a lot of stuff onto you, and a lot of folks normally don't become successful after going through the boot camp. Very few. And so our advice, if you have done a self study, that puts you in a much more better position for you to be able to be after the boot camp for you to be able to pass that exams. And the other tips that I have for you is that in as much you study, you go in for that boot camp or you doing a self study, please go through various exams, practice exams for you to become acquainted with the exams format, and also visit the exams vendors, and then go through important websites like Reddit or also success story of people who have gone through the particular exams, because sometimes exams changes and then you are in the process of studying and then particular exams changes. But the good thing is that you need to know is that a particular exams change doesn't necessarily mean that the materials are going to change during that important period. They have a transition period that they need to follow for them. They don't change the materials automatically. The database can be the same. So again, guys, this is first tip for you to become some of the tips for you to become a cybersecurity professional. Look at for the next video on the mistakes that students do while they are in college and in their education, because a lot of stuff that sometimes students just don't know what is going on, and then they decide to do certain degrees and stuff, and or maybe some mistakes that you do in terms of what degree program or what not degree program you're going to do. So if we are looking for a change of career or you're looking to switch careers and stuff, I believe this video will help you that navigation process. Again, you don't need to have a degree for you to become a cybersecurity. You can become a cybersecurity or IT professional with just certifications. Certifications will evaluate your skills as to specific job requirement. Again, look through online for the DoD 8570. That will give you helpful tips, and you can go through that. And I used to call it fill in the blanks when I go for certifications. So each of the quadrants on the 8570 on IT level skills, I used to be like, I need to have one certification. What I meant is that you don't go in for the lower level certifications. You look through the quadrant, and which I'm going to show you here. You go for the higher level certification. For example, if I'm going in for CompTIA certifications, I can for the Security Plus, I can do Security Plus, then moving on to CASP, and then going down to maybe CISSP, and navigate through a system, navigate through the process on the quadrant, so that if a job is coming on in a specific IT level, you have the qualification for you to work in that IT level. So if you have the higher level certification, that means you'll be able to work on the lower level areas of that particular certifications. Again, example, if I have IAT level 3, I should be able to work as IAT level 1 and 2. If I have ISM level 3, I'll be able to work in level 2 and level 1, and so on and so forth. So earlier on in the video, I made mention about the DoD 8570, now 8140. So what you can do is just Google it, 8540, which is still people are using it as instead of the 8570. So what you can do is you look for the different baseline cert. So different levels, as you can see, IAT level 1, IAT 2, IAT 3, IAM1, IAM2, IAM3, IASE 1, 2, and 3. Except for here where you have CCSP analyst, CCSP infrastructure support, and CCSP incident response. So then you have the CCSP auditor and CCSP manager. So what I'm trying to say is that if you look at all these different quadrants, different levels, so as an entry level, depending on your skills that you got, for me, as a professional point of view, I took it from the IAT level 2, and when you got any of the level 2 sets, now then come over here to the level 3 sets. So if you have any of these, that will qualify you to work in level 2, and level 1. Same thing to here. If you have this, any of the higher one can come here with the exception of this. So if you have any of the higher certification, and majority of the time when you have this one, you can see CISA here, that will benefit you down the road at the end of the day, same thing to this. So if you have this one, you'll be able to work level 2 and level 1, with the exception of this one. So then you have the IASE, if you have earlier on the CCSP, that qualify for this. And then with the exception of you, if you already have a CISSP, except you have to go for any of the concentration certifications. Coming down to the incident response, if you have any of these, that will qualify you for here, majority of them, and here as well for IAT analyst. And if you have the season earlier on, as you can see, you qualify for this level, as well as if you have any of these previous one, you qualify for this level. So that is why I said you will be able to use this as a leverage for you in the industry, be able to understand the different certification. So I made mention about if you're having a baseline SAT and a CE SAT, and see now these are the baseline SAT. So if you want to work as let's say a system administrator, so let's say as a system administrator as a level 2, so it needs to have a baseline SAT or level 2 SAT, and then the CE SAT. The CE SAT that I'm talking about here is that it needs to have the specific job for the specific job, the certification for that specific job. So if you work as a Linux, support Linux, it needs to as a level 2, it needs to have the baseline, which is any of this, and then the Linux administrator certification, Linux cert. So those are the certification requirements. I hope the video helped you, and then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and then leave me with a comment, questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, and turn on the notification button for any new videos that I post so that you stay abreast of my channel. Thank you.